In this lesson, we're going to look at creating our first drum fill. Now with this lesson, we're going to focus on the eighth notes, which in previous lessons was what we were playing on the hi-hat leading the rhythm. So the pulse each time we play is going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now to make this a little bit easier, what I use is a thing called word association. So I'm going to pick some words or a word that sounds the same as the pulse is the way that I'm going to play the phrase that I'm looking to do. So in this case, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So for each two notes, we've got two syllables, 1 and. I'm going to use French fries. So for this, we're going to play French fries on the snare drum, tom 1, tom 2 and tom 3. So with this, I'm going to play this with my leading hand hitting first, in my case my right hand, and the second note being my following hand, my case being my left. So the phrase will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or French fries, French fries, French fries, French fries. Okay, so the first thing I would suggest would be just to get comfortable playing that phrase round the snare and the toms there. So I'm just going to play this just several times at a slow, steady pace. Once comfortable with playing this fill, the eighth note or French fries on each drum, the next step is to look at using it to break out of a rhythm. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of the rhythms that we previously looked at in another lesson. I'm just going to take the first rhythm. So we're going to have the hi-hats playing eighth notes, snare drum on 2 and 4, bass drum on 1 and 3. Now I'm going to play this rhythm 3 times, followed by the fill. Okay, so we've now created a 4-bar cycle. So we have 3 bars of a rhythm and 1 bar of the fill. So now all we're going to try and do is loop that cycle several times. Okay, so we're now comfortable looping the cycle round and round. What we can do, now we have this phrase, the French fries or the eighth notes playing round the kit there, we can change the direction that we move. So we're still using the same phrase, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but by changing direction, we can get some different sounds from the fill. So in this example, I'm going to play note 1 and on the snare, 2 and on tom 1, go back to 3 and on the snare, and then finally 4 and on tom 2. And that will sound like this. And again, we'll take the same process in this exercise where we'll loop this round and round to get comfortable with the motion round the kit. Okay, excellent. So the next step, we're going to play a rhythm 3 times, and we can pick any one of the rhythms that we've played previously. And then we're going to play this new fill. Once we're able to be comfortable playing the rhythm and then placing the fill after the 3 bars of the rhythm, we can then loop the cycle round. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 more examples of fills that we can use with the 8th note phrases. Again, just thinking French fries each time we move to the next drum. So in this example, I'm going to play 2 notes on the tom 1, 2 notes on the snare, 2 notes on tom 2, and 2 notes on tom 3. So this will sound as follows. So with the rhythm, and finally, exercise number 4. This time, I'm going to play 4 8th notes on the snare drum and then 4 8th notes on tom 3. So we'll be thinking French fries, French fries, French fries, French fries. So this sequence sounds as follows. Now we'll look at incorporating that with the rhythm. Okay, so we've got 4 different examples of an 8th note fill. Again, using word association, thinking French fries when we move around the drums. Have fun with this and see if you're able to create some of your own fills.